Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to a new video, and I'm so excited for today's video. And I just want to say that I'm working on something, which is why I haven't been regular on YouTube. But inshallah ta'ala, once that thing is ready, I know that all of you are going to benefit from it, and inshallah ta'ala, I cannot wait to reveal it soon. So let's get started with today's video. So today we're going to be talking about how to get your manifestation quickly and how not to give up on your desires, right? Inshallah. So Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So giving up on your dua, right? So that is something I think we've all been through, where you've been making dua for something for a really long time and you don't see any movement. You hardly see any movement, and if you do see any movement, it's only the opposite, right? People around you are telling, give it up, it's not written for you. You yourself feel that maybe this is not written for me, right? But you've also been making dua. So I think I mentioned this in a previous video. When you make dua for something and when you think that it's not written for you, you are basically in disbelief. You are not in alignment, because you are literally saying that Allah, the most perfect, guided me to speak to Him, to have a conversation with Him through dua, and then you're saying, but He's not going to give it to me. Do you know how disrespectful that is for Allah towards Him? Someone who literally can move the mountains for you. You are saying that I'm going to make dua from a place of I still want it, so I'm just going to give it a try. I'm just going to pray to Allah, but then I'm also going to doubt it like a million times, because I don't think Allah is going to give it to me. That comes from a lack of belief in Allah, of course. It also comes from a lack of self-worth. So I want to talk a little bit about self-worth, because this is something I didn't realize I was struggling with until, like, I literally sat down and I was like, damn, I have very low self-worth. Because my whole life I thought I was extremely confident because I was doing well with school and college and everything. And but then that's not self-worth. Obviously, I mean, to a great extent, because I didn't have to go through the kind of problems of getting low marks and everything. But just the fact that I didn't think I was worthy of getting my prayers accepted. I didn't think I was worthy of being favored by Allah, because I kept telling myself that I'm sinful, so good things can't happen to me, and that miracles can't happen to me. And that is something that I was beating myself up, even though I don't think Allah ever told that to me. This is my opinion of Allah, and this is the fact that I had such a low opinion of Allah. And then I want you guys to say that the main reason why we feel like giving up is because, or anybody feels like giving up, is because we don't see the thing that we want in our desired reality, right? I mean, basically, in your physical reality, you still don't see your desires, so you feel like giving up because because your five senses cannot pick it up in your 3D reality. You feel like giving up, right? That's from shaitan. When you feel like giving up, that's from shaitan, because any belief, any thought that tells you that this thing cannot happen, that desire that Allah has put in your heart, it cannot happen, that is directly from shaitan. Because why would Allah put a desire in your heart and not grant it to you? Because how does He benefit from it, right? Yes, there's a delay because you are not ready for it. And I saw this beautiful message from a sheikh that says the delay in receiving your risk is a risk. The delay in receiving what you're praying for is a risk from Allah, because now you're becoming more regular with tahajjud, you're becoming more regular with your namaz, you're praying on time, you are giving sadaqah that you never gave. And another opinion that I started having of Allah is that maybe the reason why Allah isn't giving this thing to me is because this is the only thing keeping me closer to Him. So maybe that's why He's not giving it to me. And I realized a lot of my problem stems from my opinion of Allah. And then I started working on it, saying, no, Allah does not care about not giving this thing to me. He will still give it to me whether or not I pray tahajjud, because Allah does not want me. I'm the one who is in constant need of Him, right? And another thing I want to tell you is that how would you go about your life if you knew that after these 10 rejections that you're facing, you will actually still get the thing that you're praying for? How is your how is your life going to be once okay, you're going to fail 10 times, but eventually you're going to get this thing? How is your opinion of the world going to be? You're going to enjoy the rejection, because you know that even if you fail, you're just going to be like, okay, but this is just the third time, I know I'm going to get it the 10th time. I know there's no guarantee that you'll get it the 10th time, but how will you be receiving those rejections? Will you see them as something that's bad, or will you see those rejections as something that, I'm just going to learn from it, because I know that eventually I'm going to get what I'm praying for, right? You're going to enjoy the rejection, you're going to prepare yourself. Even when you're getting rejection, you're still going to have the mindset of the person who's going to receive what you're praying for, because in your mind you've told that your desires are inevitable. You need to have that intention that whatever you're praying for in your tahajjud, in your every all the accepted hours, those are inevitable, because Allah is not lying when He says, call upon me, I respond. Allah is not lying when He says that He comes down to the lowest heaven during tahajjud to respond to you, right? You are going to see the response. Yes, there's a delay. The delay is only for you. And I know that oftentimes when we see the delay, we are so scared because you're running out of time, you don't have any more resources. All of this is because you are operating from a place of lack, from a place of fear. But this is exactly the moment where you have to operate from a place of belief. Honestly, for me, how I pick up myself once I'm like really low and I feel like my duas are not getting accepted, I literally tell myself, if the only option I have right now is to put my faith in Allah, and this is the only thing that's going to get me what I'm praying for, I don't care what happens in front of my eyes. I literally tell myself, I'll become mad if that's what it's required, but I'm going to have complete faith. I don't care what I see in my reality. I'm just going to tell myself, this can happen. I'm still going to get what I'm praying for. Like, I literally tell this to myself when I'm very anxious, I'm like nervous and shivering, and I tell myself, no, I'm still getting what I prayed for because I know Allah can do this for me. Because I always think about Musa alayhi salam when he stood in front of the Red Sea. I was like, look at his situation. Like, the fact that he put his trust in Allah when he stood in front of the Red Sea is commendable. That's something that you and I could not even imagine doing, but he did that. And that's why his reward was so exceptional that till this day we talk about it, right? And then now we're going to look into how to get your manifestations faster. So these are very simple points, but it's just something that we can work on to avoid the anxiety, avoid delaying the manifestation itself. So the first thing that you can do is first stop complaining about not having the thing. I know you don't have the money yet, I know you don't have the partner yet, even you know that. What are you doing while complaining about it? You are only reiterating, you are reaffirming those points, right? It's not, is that giving you any advantage? Is thinking that way, talking about that way, is it giving you anything to, to be grateful for? No, you are just being ingrateful, and nobody wants to be ungrateful, and you don't have to be. I think it's ungrateful, sorry. Yeah. So so stop complaining about not having the thing. There is so much that you already have, and when you're in the frequency of being grateful, you're automatically going to align with things in your life that are only going to give you more blessings, right? The next I want to say is stop looking for your manifestation. Once you make the dua, stop looking for it. Like, where is it? I just made dua for it. You said, okay, whatever you make dua in tahajjud, it comes true. Where is my dua? Stop looking for it. So when you make dua for something and then you are looking for it, let me tell you, it's not going to be there. You're essentially setting yourself up for failure because you have to believe in the unseen. That is literally what faith is. You cannot make dua and immediately go look for it, because let me break it down to you, it's not going to be there. You have to believe that your dua is still answered even though you see nothing in front of your 3D reality, right? That's basically your level of iman in Allah, right? And another thing that I want to say is that, and then stop thinking against your desires. When you know that your entire reality is a combination of your thoughts, of your assumptions, of your beliefs in Allah, then why would you on purpose think about things that are not favorable to your desire, right? I know how difficult it is to think of something that's favorable to you when your entire reality is the complete opposite, but that's exactly where your tawakkul in Allah comes into place, right? And again, I know you're going to be like, it's very difficult to not think against your desire when everything in your reality is pointing towards the other way, like it's unfavorable to you. Well, let me tell you, the same amount of energy it takes for you to think that things are not working out is the same amount of energy it takes for you to think that it's working out. Manifestation is literally that simple. All you have to do is think in your favor and persist in that favored reality until those assumptions, those new beliefs push out into your reality. This is a law that Allah has set in the universe. It's the law of assumption. Look it up. That's basically having tawakkul in Allah, assuming good things, having a good opinion of Allah. We all know that Allah is as we think of Him. So why wouldn't you assume that things are working out for you? Tell me what is stopping you from thinking that Allah is with you in this moment. He can move mountains for you, because your faith in Him is the only thing that's going to give you what you're praying for. And it does not matter. I know that a lot of time we feel like giving up because of the delay that has been in the time, but the delay is only because you are not ready. Remember, anything that's good it comes from Allah, and anything that's bad, it's because of your own being and of your own deeds. So ask yourself, hold yourself accountable, saying, if I don't have my desires, only because somewhere in my personality, somewhere in myself, I'm not ready for it. Maybe I say I need it so badly, I'm so desperate about it, but am I actually ready for this thing, right? Because when Allah knows you're ready, He'll actually give it to you. Because how does Allah advantage, or how does Allah benefit from not giving you the thing? Why wouldn't He want you to have that kind of shukr? Why wouldn't He want you to be in that kind of tawakkul, that He gave you the thing? He of course wants you to be in that kind of state of iman, but you're not ready for it. If He gives it to you, and if you're not ready for it, you're just going to misuse it. That's why people who win lottery, they don't know how to use the money, and that's why they lose it quickly, right? That's why a lot of people who get rich out of nowhere, they lose the money quickly, but because they don't have the mindset of a person who has the thing. You have to be the person before you have it. You have to think like the person. You have to believe that you're the person before you have the actual thing, inshallah. And that's how you quickly get your manifestation. That's how quickly your duas get accepted, because of your belief in Allah that much, your opinion of Allah, your just your state of being about having the thing. Because when you have the thing, you're no longer going to chase it. You're no longer no longer going to want it. You're just going to be content with the fact that what I want is going to come to me. It's inevitable. When you start seeing things as inevitable, you know that it's going to happen. You know that the worst can happen, but your duas are guaranteed. It's your birthright to get what you're praying for. It's inevitable. Inevitable literally means inevitable. Like nobody can take that from you. And when you go and make dua for something like that, it's almost like you're claiming it that this is mine, I want it. Like in a very humble way, of course, not in a way that you're like, no, I need it no matter what. You can make dua however you want from whatever state you're coming from, but you need to have that certainty that whatever I'm asking is possible for Allah. And I think that's the only thing that Allah expects, is that you go to Him with the certainty that you know He's going to fulfill it. You don't go to Allah half-heartedly saying that I don't know, like you can just give it if you want to. No, you can't do that. That's, you're asking Allah, and it's disrespectful to Him, right? So I truly hope that you guys benefited from this video. Jazakallah khair.